G'day everyone, welcome to Charge. Nathan Schmook is here with me. G'day mates.
Hey Matty.
We've got lots to talk about, beginning with Jack Viney from Melbourne. One of the headline incidents from the weekend, he has been sent straight to the tribunal on a rough conduct charge. Let's take a look at it. This was much talked about, wasn't it, because of the nature of it with another two players involved.
It was. So he's gone in to win the footy like a bull, Jack Viney, and that's what Melbourne supporters love about him. But he's just tensed up, protected himself before that contact's occurred, ended up winning the footy. But there's been some head clashes involved in that.
Yeah, now look at it really carefully. Viney didn't actually make contact with Lynch's head. Lynch made contact with Georgio's head. So the tribunal is going to look at this obviously very, very closely. The match review panel's made the decision to send it there. Why do you think?
Well, I think under the MRP table of offences, this would have been quite harsh. It would have been a 3-week penalty, maybe even a 4-week penalty. So I think that's probably over the top. So they've sent it there to try and get that down. Yeah,
so in this case, it's not necessarily the serious nature of it. It's just the kind of unknown quantity. And they're giving, I guess, Jack Viney a bit of a chance here to plead his case.
Yeah, it's an interesting test case, Jack Viney. So it'll be very interesting to see what the tribunal comes out of this with.
What do you think would be a fair penalty?
I think maybe 1 week, if that. I look at that and I see him going in and winning the footy. I see a bit of pressure coming up from behind on Tom Lynch, pushing him into the contest. I know he's come out with a broken jaw, but I think a ban would be a bit harsh.
You mentioned 3 to 4 weeks. What would it actually have been graded as?
So that would have been negligent, high contact, high impact would get him the 3 weeks. Reckless, high impact, high contact would have got him 4 weeks.
All right, it's going to be really interesting to follow that one tomorrow night. Now, a blow for Tigers fans. Brett Deledio, so important yesterday, but now he's facing a week out suspended for striking Matthew Stokes. This one has been graded intentional, low impact and high contact. Let's roll the tape.
Yeah, it's a tough one to see, but if we zoom in and watch Brett Deledio there, flicks his right arm out, catches Stokes high. So a pretty clear-cut case of striking. I can't see how he could really argue this one down, but just getting caught up in the heat of a melee, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, Matthew Stokes has also been offered a week with an early plea for striking Stephen Morris. Intentional, low impact and high contact.
Yeah, so really a lot of fire we can see in this clash. So again, a melee, Matthew Stokes throws a few jumper punches, they go high. And we've seen so far this season that the match review panel is not really having any tolerance for this.
Yeah.
So Jason Winderlich last week on Nick Maxwell, that was another case of those jumper punches, slipping high, catching an opponent in the head, neck region. So, yeah, there's really not a lot of room for players to do that now.
All right, straight on to Fremantle's David Mundy. Now, he can escape with a reprimand for rough conduct against Scott Selwood in the Derby. Reckless, low impact and body contact. This one, Nathan.
Yeah, so it's pretty obvious to see what David Mundy's trying to do. He floors Scott Selwood shoulder to shoulder just so Nat Fyfe can run on, get free of his opponent. It's right in front of the umpire there, so pretty obvious what he's doing. And I think the fact that Scott Selwood goes to ground makes it look a little bit harsher than it actually is.
All right, now to Brisbane's Luke McGuan. He's been charged with striking Jeremy Laidler. Intentional conduct, low impact and body contact, but it's 1 week down to a reprimand, as you can see, with an early plea.
Yeah, so he gets caught out by the behind the goals vision here, Luke McGuan. So grappling with his opponent, Jeremy Laidler, there's a strike involved, Laidler goes to ground, and with that vision there, it's going to be very hard for him to get off.
Yeah, really impressive vision there from up above high there at the Gabba, and that's very much worked against him, hasn't it?
It has, and it's caught a couple of players out now. Luke Shuey, another example very similar to that the behind the goals vision caught.
All right, just finally, a matchday report on North Melbourne's Lindsay Thomas for striking Danny Stanley. This one has been thrown out, Nathan.
It has. A bit of a humorous note to end on there. So he's left the ground, Lindsay Thomas. We've seen that get him into trouble before. He's probably ended up hurting himself more than his opponent. So I think the MRP just throwing him a bone and letting him get off that one.
Yeah, fair call that one, I reckon. Nathan, thank you very much.
Thanks,
appreciate it. And of course, you can shoot us a tweet if you would like to chat about any of the incidents we've looked at more. Now, Joel Bowden will be here tomorrow with the official word from the MRP. So join us for that. For now, thanks for watching.